Welcome to sportsbookraeview.com. I'm Flash. I've still got my tin helmet on. It's see-through. It's Premier League. It's week 25. And honestly, it does not get any easier in the toughest league in the world. I've got Martin, I've got Matt with me. But first of all, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. If you ring the bell, I'll notify you. You'll never miss any content. Again, you press the link in the description. That'll take you over to articles wrote by either Martin, Tan, Alex, and every single sport that we cover here on SBR is accompanied by an article that will give you a parlay, or it will just give you a single, but it will definitely give you knowledge, and knowledge is king. If it is your first time, then get yourself in the chat. They're a friendly bunch. Normally, they're a friendly bunch. We've been doing really well. Premier League, we need a kick up the backside. Martin, it doesn't get any easier in the Premier League.
No, difficult league to predict. I'm just watching Leicester put in a bit of a laborious performance against Slavia Prague. Expected them to win that when I saw that Vardy was starting, but got about 10 minutes to go and it's still all square. Yeah, it is a difficult season. It's very congested. A lot of games packed into a short space of time. A lot of teams have injury problems. So tread carefully, but there's some good games this week and I'm looking forward to breaking them down with you guys.
Yeah, Matt, the big thing that sums up this Premier League is last year Liverpool win the league by 20 points. This year, on league form, they might not make the top four. And then they go in the Champions League and look like the old Liverpool.
They did. They looked really, really solid there. And, I think that Kabak has come in really well, played some decent, football at center half for them. And Henderson is adapting to the center half position the best he can right now. They're just trying to manage and get through this rough spot and see where it takes them, really. Yeah, top four is now the goal, and try and go as far as you can in the Champions League. And maybe you could have some of your bigger players return as the competition continues to progress. So
yeah, and that's not going to help us. That challenging for top four is not going to help us because we've got Leicester, Chelsea, Man United. There could be Spurs coming up into there. You've obviously got Liverpool. Man City are going to run away with it. But when you've got all of them challenging, they come up against each other and it's tough to pick. Right, Esteban, this is how we do this. You put up the record, and as quickly as you can, you take it down again. Martin, minus 5.47. Matt, minus 15. Flash, minus 24. Team Parlay, well done, Team Parlay, minus 1.22. And the total, look at that, minus 45.57. Erasing, go and get a good boy, Esteban. Love that. Look how quickly he got rid of that. Let's kick straight on, eh? Let's see where we can find this. I'm going to come to you first, Matt, because you love this team. Wolves, plus 165. Draw, plus 245. And Leeds at plus 190. Now, draw halftime is just like a copy and paste, and I'm like a stuck record. But in Leeds games, both teams score, and it goes over.
And that's right where I'm going in this one. I'm going to try and not complicate it with Leeds matches. I just believe that both teams can get on the score sheet here. It's happened in 4 of the last 5 Leeds matches. I went back and watched some highlights of this first fixture, and it was around Premier League week 5. And I was on Wolves that day. It was one of those where Wolves, they did scrape a 1-0 victory, but Leeds had so many opportunities. I just expect this one to be a bit different. I really wish that Calvin Phillips was in the midfield here for Leeds, and I'd probably pull the trigger on them at a plus 200 kind of price. So, but I believe that both teams do find the back of the net here. Minus 135 is the price that I found it at, and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, minus 135 is decent, but I like the Alex Classic at plus 125, Martin.
Yeah, this is the biggest clash of styles that you'll get in the Premier League. Wolves are a very cautious, conservative team. They play with the handbrake on. They sit back. They soak up pressure. Leeds are the absolute opposite. They take the handbrake off. They stream forward. They take risks. It's all action, as we saw against Arsenal last weekend. They were 4-0 down, pulled 2 back, and it's a really exciting ride for their fans. Not picking up as many points as they would have hoped, but they've been very entertaining. I think Bielsa's an astute tactician, and he'll have watched what happened in the last game when Wolves really did stifle the life out of them for large periods of it. I agree with Matt. I think he will find a way to unlock this Leeds defence at some point. They've had injuries. They're playing Luke Ayling at centre-back, which isn't really ideal. So I think they will. Wolves will capitalise. I think Leeds will score as well. So, yeah, both teams to score would be my play. I also kind of think that Wolves can get a result, though. They've been a lot better recently since signing Willian Jose, and I think they might just have too much for Leeds in midfield. So leaning towards Wolves, leaning towards both teams to score, but don't think I'll put this in my official picks.
Yeah, I've put it in mine. It's plus 125. It's the Alex Classic. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Now, if you are in the chat, you are enjoying this, then please press the thumbs up. Shows a little bit of appreciation. Abdul, by the way, it's SBR, Sportsbook Review, not SPR. So it might be my speaking impediment that's made you think it's SPR. Okay, moving on. I like this game as well. It's Southampton plus 400, Martin. Draw plus 280. Chelsea minus 130. Chelsea keeping the back door closed, nicking a few goals, starting to get the right type of blend. Do they go to the South Coast against the mighty Saints and win?
I mean, I think you've got to bet on Chelsea when you just look at the form of these two teams right now. They've won 4 or 5 on the bounce under Thomas Tuchel, and he's really given them that fresh impetus, that real injection of confidence. Whereas Southampton, I think they've lost 8 or 9 in a row now, which is very, very poor. And within that, you've got that 9-0 thrashing at the hands of Man United. Players suspended for this game, injury problems. It's not looking good for Southampton right now. I think it's a great time to be facing the Saints, and Chelsea are just surging with confidence right now. A lot of competition for places in the squad, a lot of competitions for places in the starting 11, and I think whoever that he selects will get the job done. So, yeah, Chelsea for me.
Do you fancy both teams to score, Matt?
Not the way that Chelsea have been playing defensively. I wouldn't want to be betting on that. I mean, I do like Southampton's attack. But I mean, I think that this is kind of an unders game, really, just from how Chelsea have been keeping the back door shut. And Southampton have a capable defense at times. I mean, they went through a really good run before some injuries where they were keeping the back door closed. I think that the best angle here is probably Chelsea and under 4.5 goals here at evens, but I've left it. It's something that I want to see the lineups for a bit, but I do think that Chelsea get 3 points here.
Gone with Chelsea to win and both teams to score over plus 200. Way over, in fact. I think it's either 250 or 275 I got. Yeah, I think Chelsea win, but I certainly think that Southampton score. I'm not having that Chelsea defence for some reason. I just think they look a lot better because they've got the 2 front screens in there. But listen, you put them centre-backs under pressure. You are going to get chances, and it's about time Southampton started making chances and putting them away.
Well, one thing on that too, Flash, sorry to interrupt, but if Kepa starts in goal, I like your play a lot. I mean, I know that, you know, he, for some reason, was starting in the last match. I don't understand why that happened, but I don't have any problem with that kind of look. You tell Ings, tell Adams, give it a go from anywhere, and he can have problems. So
yeah, he's played in the last couple of games. He played in the FA Cup game away at Barnsley as well. Matt, Burnley plus 100, draw plus 240, West Brom plus 310. Here's two sides that are not going to get you on the edge of your seat at any stage.
No, it's one of those for me that I really need to see Ben Mee be in the starting lineup for Burnley to pull the trigger. You know, right now he's questionable. That I looked towards Fulham just a couple days ago because of that. I was trying to pick on that defense, and hopefully, you know, just their partnership, the Tarkowski-Mee partnership is so good that I thought I could maybe pick on it there. It looks like Mee's going to return. It's not as bad as what it was first kind of thought, really. I mean, it looked bad. It looked like, you know, a really bad concussion, maybe out for a few weeks. I'm hearing that he's going to probably be ready to go here. So if he's ready to go, I think that Burnley can scrape it here, but I've just left it for now.
We're looking at goals, or are we going to go with a normal, laborious, is your word, Martin, under?
I just think this is a really great opportunity for Burnley. West Brom have been pretty poor all season, and the arrival of Big Sam Allardyce certainly did not galvanise this squad. I do feel like they're going to finish bottom of the table at this rate. This is a game that Sam Allardyce, you know, he'll get his players fired up, but that's exactly what Burnley specialise at. They're big, they're strong, they take the fight to you, they'll scrap for every ball too. And I think they're better. I think they've got better individuals. I think they've got more quality up front. And I think they'll get the job done. It finished all square at the Hawthorns earlier this season, but I think Burnley can get the win here. I bet on them yesterday at plus 110, which is a very attractive set of odds. So, yeah, I'm with the home team.
Yeah, it could be draw half time and then Burnley get it maybe with 10 or 15 minutes to go. It seems to be the way. Now, it's the Merseyside derby, and normally across Europe, this will be the biggest game of the weekend, but it's not, because it's also the Milan derby, and both of them sides in Milan are going for the Serie A title. But it's Liverpool minus 190. What are you going to get? Draw plus 360, Everton plus 625. I think it's the Alex Classic, but who gets the winner, Martin?
Yeah, I think the Alex Classic looks like a great shout in this one. That's what I'm going for. Both teams to score and over 2.5 goals. Obviously, it came in when the teams last met at Goodison Park. Very, very controversial game. I was on Liverpool to win that one, and I thought they had it when that last-minute winner was chalked off. Couldn't believe that the VAR got involved there. But it was obviously the game where Jordan Pickford scythed down Virgil van Dijk, ending his season. So I think Liverpool are going to be out for revenge in this game. I think Liverpool will win it. I think I was impressed with their performance against RB Leipzig, and I think they'll continue that. It seems like a monumentous game for Jurgen Klopp, and I think they'll get the job done. But I do think they'll concede. You know, I want to see the lineups because I want to see Calvert-Lewin start. I believe he's on his way back from injury. Richarlison just doesn't look really convincing leading the line. But either way, I think they'll expose this Liverpool defence. But yeah, I also think Liverpool probably score at least 2. So Alex Classic for me, and definitely leaning towards Liverpool.
Okay, so maybe Liverpool to win and both teams to score. Now, what about cards, Matt? Do we see that this is the old fiery Merseyside derby? Because I tell you what, a lot of these games go under and they're damp squids.
Exactly. So on the cards market, I mean, just, maybe a couple of the center halves are Thiago Alcantara, because he has given up the most fouls in 2021. I mean, he's going to be priced around, plus 240, plus 250 for this match. So that's not a bad look. Henderson will be priced around 3-1. He was booked against Leipzig. So those are interesting. I just see this one as being more cagey than the last one. I go back to more of the history here in this one. And I'm going with the Martin Classic here with Liverpool and under 4.5 goals. I just see it as just being, what it normally is. And it's cagey, it's tight. Liverpool's offense hasn't really been clicking that much. I mean, if you look at it, it was 2 Leipzig mistakes that they were able to pounce on. They really didn't create much other than that. So I believe that this one's going to stay under the 4.5, and I do think that Liverpool scrape it in a close match.
It's amazing how our memories it's selective. Burnley have gone there and won. Brighton have gone there and won. It's amazing that all of a sudden we think a better side like Everton are going to go there and Liverpool are going to turn them over. It's just, yeah, I mean, listen, they should win, Liverpool, but I cannot go near the game. I've gone a bit AWOL here though, Matt, because I've Fulham plus 115, draw plus 240, Sheffield United plus 275. It says unders. It says fade Sheffield United because I think they've got to win maybe 8 or 9 games just to get themselves guaranteed to stay in the Premier League. But I fancy this is a game where we see a basketball match and we see goals.
I couldn't agree more. I think that we buck the trend here. I don't think that this is an unders game. These two teams are fighting for everything that they've got here. They both need the 3 points. Flash, and you've talked about this for years really on the show, just when these two type of teams meet head to head, they fancy themselves. They believe that they can go and they can, open it up more than normal. You can just play more attractive football and really have a go at it versus when you're playing the top 6 and you've got to sit back and hold on for dear life. I think that the floodgates will open here. Both coaches will give them the green light. And I do think that over 2.5 goals, it's sneaky. I believe it's around like plus 140 to plus 150, somewhere in there. I think it's sneaky. I like it. I like the way that Fulham's been playing. I could see them scraping this one, and it's never bad to fade Sheffield United. But I agree with you, Flash, in the overs here and maybe leaving the side. But I've just left it. But it's something definitely to pay attention to.
Plus money, Alex Classic again. I've gone with goals in the Premier League this weekend rather than trying to pick the winner. And if I have gone with the winner, I've gone with both teams to score, Martin.
Yeah, I'm really interested to hear the way you've read this game, because for me it seems like two teams fighting for survival, both going to be really cautious and approach it in a way.
But a point's no good for a Mark, is it?
Yeah, but I just feel like the way that Sheffield United play, they just love to grind out a 1-0 win. And so do Fulham. You very rarely see them banging in lots of goals. So personally, I see it as being a really tight, cagey game, and one team is either going to win it 1-0 or it might be 1-1. I can't really split them. If anything, I would go for the draw at plus 240.
Yeah, listen, it's great. And it's always the forgotten. Yeah. It's always the forgotten runner in a 3-horse race. Okay, let's move on, because this game, I think, is going to catch a lot of people out. West Ham plus 160, draw plus 250, Spurs plus 175. I think Spurs win to 0, or it's a 0-0. I just think that too many people are going to jump on this West Ham train, Martin.
I'm firmly on the West Ham train. I've been on the West Ham train all season, and they've made me a lot of money. So I'm loath to jump off it. Obviously, they were losing heavily to Spurs when the teams last met, and they pulled it back to 3-3 with a really fantastic comeback, really, and that really gave them belief. They've been terrific this season, and they just get better and better for me. Signing Lingard is a real important move for them. I think he was a bit unloved at Man United, but he's still a quality player, and he's the sort of player that David Moyes signs and gets a lot out of. Tottenham are obviously playing now. They've rested a lot of players tonight, so they should be reasonably fresh for the game. I think they'll trouble this West Ham defence, definitely. I'm not sure if Michail Antonio is going to be back, but either way, I think West Ham can get on the score sheet too. So I've got to go for both teams to score. Looks like the way forward for me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people might... I saw Spurs double chance and both teams to score at plus 150. Spurs are plus 175 just to win the game. Matt, do you see Spurs winning this game?
I really struggle to figure out who's going to win this game. It's tough. West Ham's form is really good. I think that when you look at the starting 11s of both sides, they're actually pretty comparable. I mean, you'll give the nod to the, Son and Kane duo, and that's where I would probably leave this one. But I've kind of gone with what Martin is touching on. I do think that both teams to score is the play, and I've combined it with the under 5.5 goals just for a touch more value at minus 110. It's the first time I'm ever bringing that one out of the bag, so let's hope for the best here. But I just see two defenses still really struggling, and I believe that Son and Kane will create something, and Mikel Antonio and Bowen and Declan Rice. I mean, just those guys they're playing so solid. So I think the midfield battle actually goes to West Ham here. So it'll be really interesting though, and I don't have a good feel for who's going to win this one.
Love under 5.5 goals. That's always brings joy to my heart when I see under 5.5 goals being.
Yeah, that's beyond the Martin classic. That's Martin's granddad's classic.
That's classic.
I tell you what, you do look at a midfield battle here with the likes of Rice and Højbjerg and Sissoko. I mean, listen, again, it might get a bit fiery, this London derby, but it's not one for me, because I just think that one of the teams might keep a clean sheet. Next game, I don't fancy any of the teams are going to keep a clean sheet, but I couldn't find the winner or the value. Villa plus 190, draw plus 240, Leicester plus 140, Matt.
Yeah, tough match to call with Leicester playing right now, and Martin touched on how they were playing, pretty poorly. It's just I kind of actually see this game as being unders, really. A lot of Leicester matches have been unders recently for me. I know that they scored 3 in the last 10 against Liverpool, and that kind of broke my heart a bit. But, I just don't see sometimes where the goals are coming from in these two teams. I think they have capable defenses. Matty Cash is going to be a miss here for Villa, and he's been really solid as a fullback this season for the Villains. So it's one of those where I can't find the value either. It's always a good idea though to fade a team that is coming off of a European fixture. This is going to be played early Sunday morning. This is the early match on Sunday, and I see that maybe Villa have a real shot here to do something. So I would probably lean towards like Villa plus a quarter here if I had to play it.
The problem I have here is I wanted to go draw halftime or draw overall, Martin. But the problem I've got with both of these sides, that it could be like a 4-4. I mean, they just go length for the pitch, length for the pitch, length for the pitch. And it's like, it could be like 2-2 at halftime. It could be like 3-0.
Well, exactly, yeah. There's been a long debate over who's better out of Jack Grealish and James Maddison as well. So it'll be interesting to see them two go head to head. They're both sort of vying for a similar role in the England team, along with Mason Mount. And I think they'll both be keen to put on a show.
And Ben Foden.
I think Foden's just got to start anyway. You've got to start Foden. Start Foden on the left and start whoever else on the...
I'd go with Saka.
Got to stop Bukayo Saka.
We're going to have to play 11 midfielders in behind Kane and just hope the referee doesn't notice we've got 17 men on the pitch.
Yeah, we've got no good defence. Well, John Stones in defence. We haven't got any good goalkeepers. Maybe Nick Pope in goal. John Stones in defence. 8 midfielders and Kane up front. Sounds great.
Henderson at centre half.
Yeah, because obviously we can't leave out Rashford or Sterling.
No chance. But yeah, I have and Harvey Barnes as well, who's going from strength to strength.
Very, very good. I looked at him. I mean, he came through maybe 3-4 years ago. I didn't fancy him. And honestly, now, I mean, over the last 10 months, just got better and better. And he seems to have found another yard of pace. He looks stronger. Very, very impressed with Harvey Barnes.
Yeah, clearly been spending time in the gym, and he's discovered an end product as well, which is crucial. But yeah, I can't read this game either. Could go either way. Leicester have been very good in recent weeks, but didn't impress me tonight, and they'll obviously have a bit of fatigue from travelling to Prague and back. So there's value there on Aston Villa if you're prepared to go for them. If you want to go Aston Villa draw no bet, certainly wouldn't put you off that, but it's a pass from me.
Okay, well, the next game, I'm going to come straight back because this could give you a big headache as well. It's Arsenal at plus 580, draw plus 350, and Man City going for 18 in a row at minus 200. I've gone with both teams to score, and I've gone with Man City to keep winning. I know I haven't. I tell you what I've done. Man City to win and over 3.5 goals.
Wow, that's very bold. Yeah, the game does give me a headache as an Arsenal fan because I think Arsenal will lose heavily, but it doesn't really give me much of a headache from a betting perspective. Arsenal are about to play in 7 minutes at Stadio Olimpico. I think there's a clear imperative for them to try to win that game. You know, they've got a much better chance of winning the Europa League than getting anywhere in the Premier League. And I think they'll be tired. Man City have had an extra couple of days of rest, an extra day of rest. They're on a great run of form. They absolutely battered Arsenal the last time the teams met. Pep Guardiola seems to know how to get the better of Mikel Arteta now. I just think Man City will win this one pretty comfortably. I went for Man City in over 1.5 goals and I got decent value. If you want to push it to over 3.5 goals as well, then great. Yeah, I could see maybe 3-0 or 2-1. So
I've got 3-1 because Arsenal, I think they'll catch Arsenal on the break late on like they normally do.
Yeah.
Maybe even 4-2. Yeah, I mean, you never know with Arsenal. It could be 4-3, but I just thought Man City to win an over 3.5 was like, I think it was like 11-4, which is plus 275. And the way that it's only a unit, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've got to start making up ground. And I'm flying in La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and I just give it away just for the Premier League. I'm just having a free ride in the Premier League at the minute. Don't win nothing, don't lose nothing. Matt, Arsenal, Man City.
So you guys are kind of scaring me off just a bit because I was weighing up and going back and forth on this one. Do I take Man City -1 or do I play the Martin Classic because of how good Man City's defense has been? I think it's going to be really tough for Arsenal to get on the score sheet here. I think it'll take everything for them to score a goal in this match. So I've gone with the Martin Classic here in Man City and under 4.5, but I wouldn't put anyone off of Man City -1. They're the same exact price. I think you kind of get like a free roll because I do think that Man City will win the match. And so can they just win it by a margin? So it's one of those. But yeah, I think that this one is like 3-0. So that's where I've kind of got this one at. All
right, next game. I don't expect both teams scoring here. It's Man United, it's Old Trafford. It's Man United minus 350, Matt, the draw, plus 540, and Newcastle plus 1100. Now, Newcastle got injury problems. They've got players that don't really want to be there. The pressure's mounting on Steve Bruce. Do Newcastle score? Because if they don't score, it's Man United win to 0 on Man United half-time, full-time. Because the one thing that Man United have done is come out the traps.
I know, this is a really tough one for me. I was looking at this one for quite some time. I have this weird feeling that Newcastle can score against Manchester United's defense.
Value.
Chelsea were able to keep a clean sheet. I see this one as like 3-1. I mean, because Newcastle's defense right now is really, really poor. No matter how much they want to play Steve Bruce kind of ball and sit way back, they don't have the players to do it. And I expect Bruno Fernandes to be unlocking this defense and causing problems. So it's one of those where I do see Newcastle probably getting on the score sheet here, but I see it as a 3-1 and United covering the -1.5. So that's where I've left it. I kind of want to wait and see some lineups, but Newcastle they came close against Chelsea. I watched the entire match. They had some periods where they were better, and I think that Chelsea's defense right now under Tuchel is better than what you're going to see with Harry Maguire and co at United. So that makes me believe that Newcastle could get one here, but it's really tough for me.
Did they really create clear cut though? That was
it wasn't. There wasn't really anything clear cut. I'll say that, but they did just have some better stretches at times.
Yeah, but I mean, you're going to have that with St. Maximum and obviously John Joe Shelby pulling the strings.
Yep.
But Man United at the moment going strength to strength, and if it's not Rashford, it's Greenwood, Martial, James, Fernandes, and now they've got McTominay and Fred and Matic, any two from free sitting. They're just going to take their time, pick them off. It could be 0-0 and lose 2-0. What do you think?
I mean, they just battered Real Sociedad in the Europa League, and that's outrageous.
We know how good they are.
Yeah, Real Sociedad have been really good in La Liga this season, and they've been in excellent form in recent weeks. I thought that I could see maybe Man United winning it 2-1 or something like that. I really thought Sociedad.
So you think they could score as well?
Yeah, I thought they could, but a great performance from Man United. They only had 41% of possession, but they used the ball really well, very effective, and fair play to them. I think that will give them a great deal of confidence as they prepare to take on Newcastle. Their recent head-to-head record against Newcastle isn't amazing, but Newcastle are depleted right now. Really ravaged with injury, this squad. I expect Man United to win it quite comfortably. I've gone for Man United to win half-time, full-time. I've got about -110, -111 on that.
Yeah, seems like the right way to go. Now, the last game. And I'm interested. I've not pressed the button yet, but when I see the lineups, I'm definitely going to go with the away side, whether it be double chance or draw no bet, because it's miles too big. Brighton, -125, Martin. Draw, +250. And Palace at +400. Now, if someone wants to give me the double chance price that I can talk to Martin and Matt in a minute. But Martin, we know it's the M23 derby.
Yeah, I love this rivalry because Brighton just don't have a local rival whatsoever. So they've decided to go up the other end of the M23 and make Crystal Palace their rival.
And do you live in the middle of them?
I used to, yeah. I live a bit. I live closer to Brighton now, which is where my allegiance would probably be. But yeah, I just think it's a bit lame on behalf of Brighton to make that rivalry. At +400, that does look like a really good set of odds on Crystal Palace. The games between these teams are always really tight, and I just can't really justify making Palace the 4-1 underdogs. I know they haven't been in great shape in recent weeks, and I have been very impressed with Brighton. Leaning towards Brighton, but I can't really understand why the odds are so attractive on Crystal Palace either, so I've got to pass it.
Okay, can someone please in the chat, and by the way, press the thumbs up while you're there. 50%. Not good enough. I need to have more thumbs up. I also need to know the Palace double chance price, or I'll just get Martin to do it because you're too lazy. Matt, Brighton or Palace? Palace massive away from home, but Brighton, they're nobody's fools.
I know. Yeah, Palace have been a really good roadside under Hodgson for a couple of years now, so it is a big price. It's without Zaha though, and I mean they've just been such a one-man show for so long. I have never really seen them play well without him in a sense. I mean, I know that Eze is capable and and whatnot. But I think that Brighton, we've touched on it all season. They've been hard done by some results here. I think that they're a little bit more solid in a fierce derby here, being the home side. I think that they'll be able to scrape this one. I don't see a ton of goals here. So I'm happy to take this one down and take Brighton in under 4.5 and get it closer to evens, because I really wouldn't want to lay minus 135, 140 on Brighton to win this game. I will say that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. I mean, it's one of those, you have a little look and you make a decision because, listen, it's plus 118 for a double chance. I don't see Palace getting beat. I can see him drawing. Palace double chances too. Yeah, plus 110. Okay, no worries at all. 2-team parlay will be coming up. But first of all, Esteban, can you stick up the picks? Because there's plenty of them this week. Here we go. Martin's picks. Chelsea at minus 123. Burnley plus 110. Liverpool, Alex Classic at plus 110. West Ham, both teams to score, minus 122. Man City in over 1.5 at minus 125. And Man United half-time, full-time at 111. Max picks, Man City and an under 4.5 at minus 125. West Ham, both teams to score, and under 5.5s at minus 108. I got you there. Brighton and under 4.5 goals at minus 110. Wolves, both teams to score, minus 135. And Liverpool and under 4.5 at minus 115. Matt's gone for 5 picks. I've gone for 4. I've gone for Fulham, both teams to score at plus 100, not the Alex Classic. Chelsea and both teams to score at plus 275. I cannot believe that price. That is gigantic. Wolves, Alex Classic, plus 125. And there's my other one, Man City and over 3.5 at plus 275. I think Man City win that 3-1, 4-2. And I tell you what, just to cheer up Martin a little bit more, the old 4-0 works as well. Okay, 2-team parlay. What are we going for?
On that note, to be honest, I've got to put Man City forward. I just don't see Arsenal getting a result there. They're too slick in attack, and Arsenal can't defend. Man City in over 1.5 goals just looks like a banker.
What price was that?
I got minus 125.
Minus 125. Okay, what are you going for, Matt, to add to it?
We missed out on the last one because United didn't turn up. But I think it might be the Manchester double again. I really do. I think it's so. Maybe how
are we going to get the value in Man United?
So maybe in a parlay. I mean, we could take them on the minus 1.5 or the minus 1. You know, I think
minus
that
1
both,
to push. What price is the minus 1?
I'm trying to find it right now here.
Okay.
It is. I'll have it here.
You love giving me a team in the parlay that you've not done yourself.
I know. Well, that's the thing is I think that United
me
are going to be able
selections, but then when I want one for the parlay, you find another one.
Man United minus 1 is 1.37.
There you go. That's like minus 300. Yeah, that's no good to man nor beast.
Minus 275. Let's get a winner. Let's get a winner.
Minus 1.5 is minus 117.
Okay. Is that what we want to do then?
Martin's halftime, full time looks like a really strong play too. So,
what price was that? Halftime, full time?
I got minus 111.
There you go. We'll do that. Going with the Man United, Man City double. Man City over 1.5, minus 125, and Man United halftime, full time at minus 111. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button, ring the bell. Ring the bell means I'll notify you. You'll never miss any content again. And that means La Liga tomorrow morning, 11:30 Eastern Time, 08:30 Monday morning, Champions League, 08:30 Tuesday morning Eastern Time will be Europa League. Have a great weekend, everyone. Please press your thumbs up on your way out. Let's hope it's a massive weekend for all of us in the Premier League. Martin, we need winners. We need value. Listen, have a great weekend, and I'll see you again soon. You take care.